Hi guys, today I'm going to show you a round graduated haircut. Typically a round graduated haircut will start in the front of the face, left or right side, diagonal sections crossing over the back. When you take your diagonal sections, you'll bring your cutting section into the previous section. So there's a slight bit of order direction to the previous section. You will keep your fingers parallel to your diagonal section unless you want more graduation, so that your fingers will angle a little bit more of a 45-degree or a tapered V line near the parietal ridge. That will just make a weight line appear a little bit heavier towards the top of the section near the parietal ridge. So your fingers will stay parallel to your section as you see here. Carve a diagonal section from the parietal ridge or horseshoe section down into the nape. See how the hair is brought down slightly with a little bit of graduation at the top of the section, transitioning into just a parallel finger angle for the cutting line, all the way down into the nape. Each section will be diagonal back, crossing over into the center. Here I'm just cross-checking my work. There's my diagonal section, clean, all the way down, moving the hair out of my way. If the hair is longer, you can clip it back, but the hair is shorter, and with some dampness, it'll stay out of my way. Fingers are parallel to my cutting line, all the way down into the nape. Each section is over directed to the previously cut section, so it's not completely out of the head on base. Using diagonal partings will keep a line a little bit softer, and by starting from the front, you should have the hair pushing away from the face into the back. When a round graduated haircut is complete, it should have a very soft, faint line, arrow line in the center of the head, or a slight point. You can work that point off, or you can leave it as it is. But this particular haircut in and of itself will leave a rounded shape with graduation. Depending on the length you leave, so for example, if you didn't cut it this short, but you left it 2 to 3 inches longer, it would have graduation closest at the neck, working up towards graduation. It's important that your body be traveling with each and every section. When you do a round graduated haircut or rounded layers, your body will travel or dance. So for each section that you take, your body should move. Now in this video, I am turning the chair, that's why you don't see me move. But if I were in the salon, I would be able to just dance around the head step by step. As you see, the sections are crossing diagonally over to the center. As a side note, if you continued with that section that you just saw and kept going in that fashion, you would make an asymmetrical haircut. Now we're back to the front. Your hand and body position will change, but your fingers will still be parallel to the cutting line or the cutting section. Make nice clean sections, parallel, and make your way back down the section. Here I'm cross-checking my work, and it is a good idea when you are beginning on the second side to make sure that you have proper balance from each side of the haircut. This particular haircut will have a disconnected top that will be blended in from the crown area only. Her length on top is not generous or very long, but it'll be obvious by the end of the haircut that it is disconnected. Round graduated haircuts keep hair soft with nice flow from the front to the back. Again, it's important for a few things to remember about a haircut like this is that it is likely that it'll start in the front because you're looking for a shorter to longer feel from the front to the back. By using diagonal partings, keeping your fingers parallel to the section, as you cross over the back, a very soft, slight point will happen in the center of the head. You can take this point off, or you can leave it alone so that it's a softened round shape in the back. Many times I find that students will cut across the back first and flatten out the shape. This will leave a lot of nice fullness and roundness to a haircut. Otherwise, a typical vertical 90-degree flat layer haircut will do as it sounds, flatten out the back of the head shape. So if you're trying to build roundness into a haircut, doing a round graduated haircut is the way to go. Here I am just cross-checking for that little teeny tiny point, nothing too substantial, just checking through. It's important to cross-check your work, wet and dry, but it's always important to check for balance before you continue on to either side. Here I'm just detailing around the ears, leaving a little pointed shape for her sideburns. There are too many ways to do this haircut. This is just one version of it to teach you the round graduated haircut. Now I'm going to move the camera eventually. We did this on a tripod, so kind of cut out the mirror section and have a little bit more focus on me than the actual person's hair that I'm cutting. That was not intentional. Here I am over directing the crown section back and making a connection over my fingers. I think mostly I'm doing that for video purposes. I may not hold my fingers in such an awkward way, but that you can see that I'm over directing the section straight back, keeping it somewhat square so that there's a blend in the crown area only. Here I'm making a split down profile, or the center of the head. I'm going to gather up the hair horizontally, holding it at the same elevation near the parietal ridge, so I'm not dropping it past the elevation that I started my round graduated haircut from. I'm just point cutting ever so slightly, and by here there shouldn't be much hair coming off because of the layering that I did previously. But here I'm just angling right about through here. You can see there's a little bit of an angle down, and this is where the majority of your disconnection will be from. There is another version of this haircut with a different bias cut top done on a mannequin in another video that I have online. Again, here I am holding the hair horizontally at the same elevation near the parietal ridge, just blending in very softly. The disconnected area will be from in front of the ear to the forehead. There's a connection near the crown behind the ear. So if her hair were substantially longer in the top, then I can leave that whole top disconnected. It will sit over the front side area that was below the parietal ridge or below the horseshoe section. There's many ways to connect the top, or cut the top I should say. You can bias cut the top, you can over direct all of the hair back to the crown, you can hold it out all over directed to the parietal ridge area, angling your fingers down like I did in this haircut. So see the angle? So that area right there near her eye and back ever so slightly is disconnected. Here I'm just checking my work. So see all that top front area completely flips around, and I am going to move the camera so that you can see the front bit into the mirror. It's always important to detail your work. I'm going to get her dried up a little bit so I can see how it's flowing. And there we go. Now you can start to see the front. It's a pretty popular haircut. It's a fun haircut. I think some celebrities are sporting this look now, but lots of people of all ages, anywhere from 15 to 75 are wearing this haircut. It looks good, it styles easily, it has flair, style, pizzazz. So you can see how cute that will lay over to its side. So here I'm just doing a little point cutting detail work just to soften it up. And here I'm just going in and very lightly shattering the ends of the haircut. And you can see I'm not doing a typical scissor over comb. Sometimes I like to point cut in through there. And I'm just checking through my work. Again, it's always important to check through your work. Just finishing up some detailing through the side. Little point cutting in through the edges using the wide or large teeth on my comb. There's some point cutting right into that disconnection just to soften it ever so slightly. And here's your finished look. You can put wax in it, paste in it, hairspray. I think here I'm still doing a smidge bit more detailing. I think I'm going to check the bulk or the density in through the fringe area, feeling like it needs just a little bit of attention. If you have any questions, feel free to message me here, make any comments. I'll do the best I can to get back to you. And do a little more research on a round graduated haircut, and study up and get on the execution part of it all. Thanks for watching.